All right, HBO's It, episode 3. And the starting of this episode starts in 1908. We get a lot of flashbacks from the past. And I think a lot of these details are very important. Starting with the carnival. What's your take on the carnival? How did you like that scene?
It's a good intro scene, especially since, it's usually portrayed as a clown. And we get a lot of good clown carnival-y scenes right here.
Yeah.
Which I've been waiting for since the beginning of the season. But it actually didn't really allude into him in any way at all. It was just really setting the grounds for the boy and its timeline of Derry at that time.
I'm pretty sure there's some significance of the carnival. I mean, Pennywise in general, which is probably going to be introduced eventually because of the carnival or the carnival-like society during that time frame. So I'm thinking eventually they're going to go back to Pennywise. But other than that, you're right. It just kind of the little boy and kind of his fear for some of the carnies. It later on incarnates, the old creepy guy in the woods.
Right.
Yeah, that was a creepy scene. Actually, that guy was ugly.
Yeah, so if anything, it set up the scene perfectly for that. And it gave us a good background of its territory, or rather its boundaries of where it's allowed to be and housed in. That was important information.
It was important too. And that's what I don't think we know yet, right? Why wasn't Pennywise able to leave the forest? Mm-hmm. I guess he's bound to a specific area. There's probably a reason that we don't know yet. And it could also be something they might be able to use in the future to keep him in one spot.
Correct. I wonder if it's just from where he landed and he's main base and locations at.
I was thinking the same thing.
So later on when we saw Halloran in the plane, or the helicopter rather, flying through, he was guiding them through the forest trying to locate his main location.
Yeah. But Pennywise is kind of operating in the city, so somehow his level of distance has increased.
Yeah, I wondered that too a couple of times. It made me wonder, did his distance or his boundaries increase, or the boundaries in place by the Indians that kept him housed in that area? There's a lot of questions. Or possibly is it that Derry just expanded into the forest over time and knocked out the forest and they grew the town there?
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but then again, when they got in the helicopter and drove pretty far into the forest, I'm like, there's no way they built the town on the forest then. Mm-hmm. Sort of. I don't know. There's a lot of questions, but I'm sure there's answers coming, and there is a reason why they showed the forest and the boundaries in the first place.
Definitely. Overall, this episode was good. I definitely still think it's a slow episode. The last 2 episodes have been kind of slow. The first episode has been the most intense, fast-paced one. It's a slow series, but I get that it has to be. I don't know if any viewers know, please leave it in the comments, how many episodes there are in this season overall.
Yeah, I'm hoping enough. I mean, definitely this episode slowed down a lot. It's kind of like trying to tell the backstory, give us some more clues. And there's also turtle references too in the carnival. There were some turtle games and whatnot in the carnival.
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting to see that scene. And I didn't catch the little boy was actually the general the whole time. That one threw me off. I was like, oh, okay. And I had a feeling the Native American lady, the shop owner, was going to play a big part. And I was right. And I knew the natives too. And I was 100% right on that. All right, so I want to talk a little bit on the slingshot, because Halloran used it to kind of, I guess, figure out where its lair is by using his shine ability.
Right. Yeah. He was doing that ability that the psychics do.
Yeah. But here's the thing that kind of confused me, right? Is the shopkeeper lady obviously knows how to hurt Pennywise because she shot the slingshot in his eye. So she knows the secrets, right, to hurt him, as far as the courage needed to turn the slingshot into a weapon. But why are they currently trying to protect him then? Because they're trying to keep the military out.
Yeah, maybe they just don't want to disturb it. Maybe they're worried that if they aggravate him in some sort, he'll come back and do a horrific murder around the whole town.
Possibly, maybe it has something to do with the old murder with the car. Maybe that was a time where they did disturb it or hunt it or something like that. It just massacred a bunch of people.
Yeah, because they said there was a giant massacre of some sort at one point.
Yeah, that could be a clue. Yeah, I guess there's something to figure out later. Are they on Pennywise's side? Do they pray to Pennywise like some god or something?
Deity.
Yeah, and they don't want anyone touching his burial grounds. We'll find out.
And so that leads us to the next very interesting scene that this episode had, which was Halloran actually in the helicopter using his, shining ability to try to astral project or pinpoint locate Pennywise's lair. Yeah, it had some interesting takeaways from it. I mean, one of the things was that it looks like Pennywise did see him.
Yeah.
So it definitely knows about adults. It knows how to interact with adults. It just chooses not to. And it wasn't even curious about him because it was like, who are you? Wasn't it? That's what he asked?
Yeah, that's the question. He's like, who are you? Where are you from? But I think it also caught Halloran off guard because he's probably used to looking, I guess, remote viewing things that he thinks are alive. But for the first time, a living entity kind of remote viewed him instead and brought him into its universe. And then also even made him see visions. He almost jumped off the plane.
Yeah, in a way, it was trying to kill him, honestly.
Yeah, I think that really spooked Halloran a lot. He's like, that's the first time that ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, so much so that he even wanted to call off the mission.
Yeah, he's like, this is no ordinary dog.
For real.
He was spooked. He was like, oh man, this one's getting crazy.
Definitely need to leave it be.
So did you notice that his grandmother was one of the victims in his lair? And apparently that's who he inherited the shine from. I don't know if she's actually his victim or she was just, he kind of put her there. Who knows?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Was Pennywise doing one of his, tricks again to try to get into his head and had his grandma like floating up there purposely to mess with him? Or did she pass away at one point in Derry as well? We'll have to do some research on that. Or if anybody knows in the comments, please leave one below.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't want Pennywise popping up in your dreams tonight, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for more notifications. Stay tuned.
All right, let's get into the general when he met with Rose. He was smart, bro. Smart as a fox. I like how he tricked her into giving him the location.
Yeah, he did kind of outwit her there.
Yeah, he's like, if you want me to stay away with my pipes that we're making, just let us know which location not to go to.
Even laid some charm on her too, because he was like, she's like, I thought you forgot who I am. He was like, I did up until like 30 minutes ago when I first saw this letter.
I wonder if that's true because they obviously sent the general there for a reason. They didn't just pick him by accident. Supposedly you lose your memory if you you leave Derry, but somehow he must have kept his memory. It might be the slingshot. Yeah. He kept the item close to him. Probably just kept his memory intact.
It looks like to his point, when you come back to Derry, you eventually start remembering things slowly but surely.
Yeah, of course. But I don't think there's any way he forgot.
No, maybe not entirely. Just probably fragmented memory of some sort.
Yeah, probably small details for sure.
And another soft scene that we did get, which I felt like was kind of worth mentioning, was between Halloran and Leroy. That interesting scene with them having dinner together was pretty telling for me because it gave us some more insight about Leroy and his experience with other people with The Shining.
Yeah.
So he's not basic in the sense of he knows about that ability. He knows how it feels.
Yeah.
And almost in a way, like I think you even said in one of the earlier episodes that he might have been psychic himself. He seems like he has some type of supernatural ability.
Well, Halloran said he had some type of block that blocked fear. I guess Halloran didn't really understand. So he was like, you're someone that I won't mess with because I guess he understands what Leroy's capable of. But yeah, very interesting stuff. There's something going on there.
Yeah, and I just wanted to call it out because it basically confirms our suspicions that we've had. I don't know if we mentioned it on air last time, but one of the things that we were wondering was what's Leroy's whole point in this? And it definitely looks like Leroy is going to be one of the main heroes.
Yes.
Being that we know now he definitely has no fear.
I wonder if his son also inherited it as well.
Possibly. Maybe that'll explain the next scene.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's get into the next scene then. So yeah, the cemetery scene. I had a lot to say about this one.
So many takes on this one.
I had a lot to say about this one. It reminded me of something from Disney Halloween Town or something.
I felt like the Haunted Mansion.
I really didn't like this.
Haunted Mansion.
The kids floating in the air. Ooh, it's like, what was going on? This is by far the weakest scene I've seen in a rated R movie. Like, I don't know if you all agree with me, but this was pretty weak.
I mean, it was so weak comparably to what they already done. That's really where it stood. Like, it was compared to everything else that they have been feeding us to give us this scene as the main horror scene. This episode was like
no blood drawn at all. No sense of danger. I don't even think he tried to hurt them.
There wasn't really no tension in this at all, besides maybe in that little crypt room when he fell and Will went back in it to go see what was going on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, something's gonna happen, but then
I thought he would at least come back with like a, a hurt foot or bite or something, a scratch.
It's
but
strange.
Nothing.
I guess Jesus smiling should have been the giveaway to us, honestly. Jesus.
The Jesus smile. Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe he was taunting them, saving them for later. I'm not sure, but this scene was definitely weak, very weak. And I was really excited on a lot of things that the team has created and put together on this one. But yeah, I give this one an F. Beep, beep, down.
Yeah, it just set up things for us in the future. Now all the boys know and believe the girls, and they have photo evidence. We have photo evidence.
Which also concludes that Pennywise does bend time and space. If you can take pictures, it's not an illusion. It's not in their heads. It's not in their brains. He's bending reality.
Yeah. I was surprised that the pictures actually showed up as evidence. I was expecting it to just be like empty images or blurred images.
Possibly. I honestly was expecting him to come out the image.
I actually thought that too.
I was like, all right. They're going to redeem themselves. They took the photo. They're in the room and they're looking at him. And he's just like, hey, you kids.
Yeah, especially with the last image with the clown when they were staring at it. I expected the clown in the image to move or something.
Something, at least be holographic.
And then have like a twist to show us that they're still in the cemetery or something like that. They passed out and they're like in a dream with him or something like that, some Freddy Krueger stuff. But no, overall, very
They gave us nothing on this one.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, that pretty much wraps up episode 3 from us here. As you could tell, it wasn't a very heavy or impactful scene at all. It kind of was a bit of a filler, gave us some good insights around the backgrounds and some interesting tidbits for the development of the future of the season. But overall, it didn't really hit the mark when it came to the tension that we've really been experiencing these last few episodes. And we were hoping for, honestly. But let's see what episode 4 has in store for us next. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.